What's up, guys? It's Crash, and I feel like I've been playing enough Battlefield 2042 that I can speak to the patch notes again now and go over these with you guys as they come out. So we're going to do just that. And you know how we do it on the channel. We just pull it up. We get you guys the information quick, fast, and efficiently as possible. I highlighted some of the most important things throughout these patch notes. If you want to check them out, I'll put the link to the whole thing down in the description. But I think these are the high points, the things that you need to know. We'll talk about them and react to them as we go. So overall, this update 4.1 is set to come out next week. And I think there's some pretty cool stuff in here, along with the new game mode, the mid-season event with the new cosmetics and new kind of game mode. So we'll check out what we know with that and see what kind of changes are coming to the game. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Overall, these are kind of the overview of the main top things. We get new vault weapons, the AEK 971, the RPK 74M, and the MP 443. The IBA armor plate gets an overhaul. I think this is a really great change. Chat improvements, X6 infiltration device improvements, the OVB recon drone improvements, and specialist mastery progression alterations. The main ones we're going to cover a little bit more in depth right here. The first thing we talk about is the Leviathan Wakes. Now this is going to be the mid-season game mode, the mid-season event where you can get new and updated cosmetics. And what it's going to, we'll see what we can deduce from this. Okay, what they say: you can expect brand new themed cosmetics to earn alongside the ability to jump into a new mode that will task you with getting up close and personal with the enemy. So it sounds like it's going to be an infantry mode. It sounds like it's going to be close quarters combat. And then they say, but for now, one question remains: will you be able to shut down Leviathan in time? So that makes it sound like it's a time-based mode, or maybe a take on Rush, right? Like maybe the MCOMs are counting down and we have to take those out. Some kind of play on that game mode wouldn't surprise me. And hopefully a lot of the cosmetics are free to earn, and most of them aren't in the store like some of the last events. So hopefully it's fun and it's worth grinding and getting some of those cool cosmetics. Here is the first picture we get, and it looks really cool. I have to commend Battlefield 2042 and DICE on some of the cosmetics in these battle passes and events. They actually look pretty neat, and I kind of like the sinister look of this one. So let's go ahead and take a look at the content. The AEK 971, a fan favorite automatic firing weapon, a 30 round mag with a low spread and decent recoil. If you're a fan of utilizing burst fire modes on your weapons, optics are suggested for staying on target. So there you go. The AEK is coming back. The RPK 74M, feeding from a magazine instead of a belt, affords this LMG the fastest reload speed of its class at the cost of magazine capacity, risk versus lethality. So hopefully it hits pretty hard. You're just going to have to reload more often is the balancing aspect there. And then we get a new MP 443 short recoil high mobility sidearm with standard issue for a long time, but don't let its age or size fool you. This quick firing weapon means business. So it sounds like it's going to fire pretty quick. There won't be a lot of delay in between fires. Excellent for finishing off enemies that you have down just a little bit on their HP. Now this is a really good change in my opinion to armor plates. If you're going to have armor plates in a game, I don't really like them very much. I think they lead to inconsistencies in gunplay, but if you're going to have them, making this change is really good. The main thing that's going to happen here is armor protection benefits will now only apply to the torso area of your character and no longer provide protection for the entire character. So you can negate the armor with getting those headshots. So that makes more sense, right? You put a plate in real life, it doesn't really cover everything. I know we're a long ways from real life in this arcade style shooter. However, it doesn't make a lot of sense any way you look at it. If you put an armor plate in, get headshots, and the armor that you put on your plate carrier protects your head. It's kind of silly, and this is a great way to balance it, add some consistency. If you're good enough to go for those headshots, if you land those things, you're still going to get a quick time to kill. So I think I like that change. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Chat improvements. This isn't all chat just yet, so I thought, kind of when I saw chat improvements, I thought maybe they're adding all chat already, which would have been great. Not quite yet. It sounds like maybe they're getting ready to do that. So they added a new and improved design, which leads to less cluttered experience. Other improvements include, but are not limited to, background opacity decoupling, now allowing for text to remain strong while lowering the opacity of the background. Decoupled the chat box background opacity. If the opacity is set to below 20%, your text will now glow. So it looks like they're making updates to the chat, and maybe this is in preparation for hopefully next season we get that all chat so we can talk some crap to the other team. I enjoy that a lot about Battlefield. Then there's just some general gameplay improvements, and I highlighted some of the main ones that I thought you guys might be interested. We already talked about the armor plates. There's some increased XP for doing stuff on objectives and for destroying enemy EOD bots, so you get some more XP when you destroy an EOD. Also, you earn objective for 4 to notified for placing gadgets, ammo crates, claymore mines, etc. on objective areas, on friendly objective areas. And you also earn revive XP when reviving a teammate inside an objective area in breakthrough. And you resolved an animation issue that would break while crawling prone with a throwable gadget in hand. I had that happen a couple times. But overall, I think making XP incentives for playing the objective is always a good thing. These are probably really small. It's still something, and it still encourages people to play the objective. And in Battlefield, that's where we're at, right? You will now be able to barge through doors while sliding. I think that's really cool, sliding to get out of cover. I still feel like the movement in 2042 is just a little bit spongy and a little bit delayed. Maybe this will help crisp it up after you get in a gunfight, want to slide in and get to cover while you reload and heal up. It might feel better. Fixed an issue that would cause traversal sprint to become broken upon quickly exiting a vehicle. I had that happen where my traversal sprint didn't work. And then the rest of these are just kind of small stuff, except for this one. I guess I forgot about this one. This one's really interesting and not talked about a lot. And I thought they would put this in the main points if there is a big change here. But under audio, they say HD audio overhaul to create a higher dynamic range in the mix. So audio improvements are always welcome. If we can get a lot more dynamic range in the mix, where we can hear more things, hear more footsteps, hear what's going on, hear gadgets and stuff like that, I think that is a really good thing, and I'm hopeful for this. I just thought if it is a really big audio change, that it would be touted and, and advertised just a little bit more, because that potentially is a big deal if it's done right. Improve the audio feedback when you become stuck with a projectile from the SPH explosive launcher. I hate that thing in the game, but now you'll get a little bit of feedback and know that your explosive violent death is imminent, you know, once you get stuck with it. Let me see if I highlighted anything else. I think there's a few things with the specialist we'll talk about. With Blasco, I did notice this, and it is going to be fixed. The radius on the infiltration device should now display correctly when you open the big map. And then Casper's drone now deals damage to claymores, C5, anti-tank grenades, and proc sensors when you hit it with the EMP. And then the Irish shoot-down sentinel now intercepts Ghostmaker R10 explosive bolts, and the improved consistency of the interaction prompt on Irish's deployable covers. So a few changes to Irish, who is almost a must-play if you're an infantry player, with the amount of explosive spam that we're seeing in this game. And everything else is just kind of minor bug fixes, I believe. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me know what you guys think of all these changes. If you've been enjoying 2042, again, I know I've seen a lot of people on PlayStation, obviously, since it's free in the game. Let me know about these changes, if you're excited for the mid-game event and what you're looking forward to, or if you are with Battlefield 2042. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy videos like this, I did make a video on some of the Battlefield 7 leaks that are potentially starting and talking about the next game in the Battlefield franchise that we're incredibly hopeful for. If you want to watch that, I would appreciate it. If not, have a good weekend, and we'll see you later on.